Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dude with a Fork. My name is Ken. On today's episode of Ken Cook Stuff, again, it's a bit of an experiment. So far this week, I've tried the Hormel Completes chicken with rice, which was actually rice with chicken, which was actually not great. And then I also tried the TikTok chicken with rice, which was pretty good but salty. So now it's time to see if I can come up with something similar to this on my own with just standard pantry ingredients. I think I figured it out. I think it's pretty good. Let me know what you think. Let's get started. All right, I wanted to make this as simple as possible. And I know something like this is probably a great way to use up leftover vegetables that you have in the fridge, and I certainly do. I've got some mushrooms. I've got some bell peppers of various types, etc. But I thought, let's just make this simple. This is going to be something that you can just throw together at the last minute and not have to think too much about it. But you could also do something fancy if you felt like it. So I have these steamable diced peas and carrots from the grocery store. They look exactly like that, except frozen. And I think I'm going to use like a cup and a half of this. That depends on this bit here, which is a boneless chicken breast. It is just over 3/4 of a pound. So what I'm planning on is half a serving, or sorry, 2 servings out of this chicken breast. And let's see, a serving of this is 2/3 of a cup. So I guess I will go with 1 1/3 cups of this. That's how we figure that stuff out. For a sauce, I'm just going to use some chicken gravy mix. This is just add water, heat, and serve. So you need this package. You need a cup of cold water. You mix it together. You put it in a pan. You cook it for a minute or so until it gets thick. This is going to be our sauce. Who doesn't like gravy, right? Now, for the rice part, I don't want to use regular rice because regular rice can get soggy and fall apart if you have leftovers. So can instant rice. So I bought parboiled rice. Which is, I will talk about this in a separate video. It's basically steamed in the husk before they even get around to deciding whether it's going to be white rice or brown rice. It's actually a little bit more nutritious than white rice, and it looks this kind of yellow tan color, but it actually does cook up white. Now, this is sometimes called converted rice, which I think might be a trademark name. I'll have to look that up, and if it is, I'll put a note right here. Also, this is a 5-pound bag because this was cheaper than 2 pounds of the name brand. I'm not going to name names, but if I do an extended version of this somewhere else, I will name names. But yes, so to cook this, you need 1/2 cup of rice for 2 to 3 servings, a cup of water. You just bring it to a boil, turn down low, and cover with a lid, and then simmer 20 to 25 minutes or until the water is absorbed. This actually does take longer to cook than regular rice. This is not the same thing as instant rice. Instant rice is regular rice that's been cooked and then dehydrated. This has undergone a completely different process. So I now have 5 pounds of this. I'm going to be doing a lot of rice recipes. Notice the one thing we don't have here is flavor. This is a boneless chicken breast. There's no bone, there's no skin, there's no fat, there's no flavor. Okay, so we need to get flavor in here somewhere. Salt and pepper is a good way to start. I have a lot of different options. Again, I'm pretty excited about this, so I'm probably going to do an extended version of this where I talk about a lot of those options. But I went to the grocery store and I found this. Griller's chicken seasoning. And what attracted me to this is a lot of these meat seasonings, like here's another example. Here's Weber Kickin' chicken seasoning. And the first ingredient in these suckers is always salt. Salt is always the first thing. And then onion, garlic, spices. This one, the first ingredient is garlic, and then salt, and then onion and spices. And I'm kind of excited to see that because I try to avoid salt. Some people need to avoid salt. I do. Some people don't. I would love that. I would eat a lot more popcorn. But actually, I'm so excited about this. I tried it in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, that's really, really good. So this is the seasoning I am going to go with. So most of our flavor is going to come out of browning this chicken. this seasoning, and the chicken gravy. So my first job is to cut this chicken breast up into little tiny pieces. And I'm going to do that off screen. Yeah, you've seen people cut up meat before. But then I'll meet you over at the stove where we get cooking. So see you in a bit. All right, so over here I have a pan. It's heating up over medium-high heat. What we're looking for is that Leidenfrost effect. See how I don't know if you can see it, but the water bounces around. So I'm going to turn that down to medium. And just going to hit that with a little bit of oil and then go in with our chicken, which I've already seasoned. And all we need to do is get this browned. So I'm just stirring this up just to make sure everything gets coated with oil. The nice thing about having a dispenser like this, if I think something needs a little bit of oil, I can just spray it. I don't need to go in and pour it and risk adding too much oil. So I'm going to add a little bit more oil here because I also want to get in about half a small onion, which I didn't mention earlier, but I like onion in everything, so you can guess if I'm cooking something, I'm going to have onion in there. So we're going to come back in a little bit when this is all nicely browned. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, and this chicken is perfectly cooked. I actually took a piece out and cut it in half, and you can see when it's cut up this small, it doesn't take long to cook. I was worried a little bit about that seasoning mix browning too much and burning. So I did add just a little splash of water just to prevent that from happening. I'm just going to grab another piece here and taste this. That's really good. There's some really good garlic flavor in there. So, this is on medium. I have 1 3/4 cups of these frozen peas and carrots, which anytime I buy these, they seem to be mostly carrots and peas. I don't see as many peas as I would like, but I'm impressed compared to what I usually see. So, and remember, if that seems like a lot of veg, I don't think it does, but if it does to you, one of the ongoing things here is there's always been not enough vegetable in this stuff. So I'm going in with my half cup of converted rice. I'm just going to give all of this a stir. And I'm just trying to get everything mixed up. I'm not trying to brown anything here. Those vegetables are frozen solid, and I just want them evenly distributed along with the rice. Now, over here, I have a 2-cup measure. It takes a cup to cook the rice. It takes a cup to make the gravy. So I have 2 cups of water and that package of gravy mix, and I'm just going to pour all that in. And it looks like we got it all out. So again, just gonna, piece of rice there, bit of onion there. I'm just gonna stir this to combine it and bring it back to a boil. These onions like to stick to this spurtle for some reason. It's a flat surface. They're flat. They like to stick together. Birds of a surface stick together, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to put the lid on this, kick this way up. I want to bring this to a boil and then turn it way down to a simmer and let this simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes until the rice is done. I will test it toward the end. Those vegetables are going to give off some amount of water because they're not cooked. They're only blanched. So, yeah, this is going to come back to a boil, and I'll meet you at the other side. All right, this has been cooking about 22 minutes. I have gone in here and stirred it up every once in a while. There is some starch in here, so things are tending to stick. That rice is perfectly done. These vegetables are perfectly done. So I'm just going to turn it off. And because this happens a lot, it's sticking at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is just put the lid on it, and we're just going to let that sit for 5 minutes, and that's all going to release. So I will get this served up and meet you over at the table, and we'll see how it tastes. And there we go. I just brought the pan over because I wanted to show you that does, once it sits there for a little bit, any of that fond on the bottom just comes right up. So not a problem. Look at this. There is our perfectly cooked chicken and rice. And I'm going to get this pan out of the way because it's steaming up the lens. Here we go. It does look a little plain. That chicken gravy from Meyer is not quite as yellow as I thought it might be. I put a little bit of paprika on here and a little bit of parsley, which probably does not even show up. But I'm just going to go in, grab one of these carrots. They're cooked. They're not mushy. Get some of these peas. The vegetables are cooked perfectly. And again, you could put any kind of vegetable in here that you want. If you're using something fresh, add it halfway through the cooking. So I'm just going to go in for a piece of this chicken, which looks like that. Perfectly tender, very moist. I want to try this rice. That rice is absolutely amazing. And you can see it kind of, it didn't keep that yellow color that it has. It cooked up. I do want to talk about this. This is very good. When I first put this, when I first put the chicken in the pan with that, it did start to scorch a little bit. So I did add just a splash of water. If you have seasoned chicken like that you put in a hot pan, add a little bit of water. It'll prevent that from happening. This is not salty at all. In fact, I'm thinking this needs just a little hint of salt. So I'm going to grab some. I was not entirely sure how salty that gravy would be. And I knew this was not terribly salty. But there we go. That's just amazing. Yeah. It needed just a hint of salt. That's not something you often hear me say. Oh, that's so good. What can I say? This is what the Hormel Completes was trying to be. And in fact, if you look at the website, they have or the label, they have a picture that looks very close to this. The actual product, as we saw, looked nothing like this. In fact, I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought, well, maybe that was meant to be a soup. So I got up and I looked it up, and it is not meant to be a soup. It's meant to be something like this. This is good. This is really good. Now, we've addressed right away the issue that we had with both the Hormel chicken and rice and the TikTok version. There wasn't a lot of chicken. And there wasn't a lot of vegetables in here. And there's quite a bit of chicken. If we go back to this, there's quite a bit of chicken there. There's also quite a bit of vegetables. I like the fact that the carrots and peas show up nicely. So I've taken care of two of those issues. There wasn't a lot of chicken. There wasn't a lot of vegetables. Both really delicious. Also took care of the problem that I had with the TikTok version, which was the chicken flavored rice with the Swanson chicken a la king, and that is that it was so salty. And this is not at all salty. I was afraid that gravy mix might be salty. They sometimes tend to be, but this is probably this. I said this would make 2 servings. This is probably more like 3, 4. Are you feeding toddlers or teenagers? If you're feeding teenagers, this is 2. If you got toddlers around, it might be 4 or 5, but this is really good. Um, some ways to switch this up: you could use pork. Um, you could use ground beef and use a brown gravy. You could use different types of frozen vegetables. That California mix that has the broccoli and cauliflower and something else in it would be really good. Italian mixed vegetables would be good. Um, you could also change this up. You could use something like this kickin' chicken, which probably you would not need to add salt. This is kickin' because it does have a bit of red pepper in here. I don't think this one does. This one is a little bit on the spice. You know what? Let's just give this a shot. See if I can open this up without injuring myself. Because I do not pay workman's comp insurance for myself. So, well, I can't. What is going on here? I can't get that little flappy flap down. So, give me a second. There's always a way. There we go. Now it's out of the way. And of course, it's still not coming out a lot. There we go. This did not cook in with this, but I just want to see if it's really salty or spicy. Yeah, if I'd made it with this, I definitely would not need salt. That's tasty, though. That's really tasty. So you could switch this up. You could use a Mexican. You could use taco seasoning, fajita seasoning, Italian seasoning. You could use Montreal chicken seasoning, Montreal steak seasoning. You could use a lot of different things in here just to mix this up. You could use different vegetables. But yeah, it's that 1 cup of rice. Sorry, half a cup of rice, cup of water for the rice, the gravy mix, and a cup of water for the gravy mix. And 20, 30 minutes is all it takes to cook that up. No regrets. Please give this one a shot. This is really, really good. All right, and it's a couple of days later, and I'm having some of these leftovers for lunch. You can see a lot of that sauce got absorbed by the rice and the chicken. That's not atypical, but the rice did not dissolve. It did not break up. It stayed whole and intact because, as you can see here, I did add a little bit of water to reheat it, as is typical with dishes like this. Anytime you have pasta or rice, sometimes you have to add a little bit extra water. But you can see that all of the rice stayed intact. And it's because we use that parboiled rice. And this does make really, really good leftovers the next day or 2 days later, which is where we are right now. So using the parboiled rice, the converted rice in a dish like this makes all the difference in the world.
And that's it, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. Links to free printable copies of any recipes here are down below in the show notes. Please like, comment, or if you'd like to see more of this kind of material, subscribe. As always, please stay safe, eat great food, and power to the proletariat. We'll see you next time.